Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1833, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. Which country music star performed the theme song for the 1980 film 9 to 5? Dolly Parton. Which religion is the world's second largest by number of adherents? Islam. In the 19th century, Frances Mary Buss and Dorothea Beale were pioneers in which area of education? Answer: girls' education, expanding access to higher education for women. Which city has more stray cats per square mile than any other city in the world? Rome. What does the word Sanskrit literally mean? Answer: refined, literally well-formed or perfected. How many degrees above the horizon does the sun need to be to produce a primary rainbow? Answer: less than 42 degrees above the horizon, about 42 degrees. Who won her final Grand Slam title at the 1999 French Open? Steffi Graf. In which city and country is Dragon Stout brewed? Kingston, Jamaica. Which element, making up approximately 5% of the Earth's crust, is the fourth most abundant? Iron. What were the last names of the infamous outlaw couple Bonnie and Clyde? Parker and Barrow. Approximately what percentage of Earth's plant life is found in the oceans? 85%. Which musical act had the song that spent the most weeks at #1 on the UK singles chart in 2006? Gnarls Barkley, Crazy. What term refers to the hobby of collecting autographs? Philography. Which computing pioneer conceived the difference engine, a mechanical computer whose full-scale working model was finally constructed in 1991? Charles Babbage. On which part of the human body would you find an ulnar loop fingerprint pattern? Fingertip. Finger. A fingerprint. In Greek mythology, which ancient city was founded by Cadmus? Thebes. What is the common name of the plant in the genus Convallaria? Lily of the Valley. Which type of watercolor paint is formulated to be less transparent and more opaque? Gouache. Who is credited with inventing the vacuum flask? James Dewar. Which band released the song Cheap Sunglasses in 1979? ZZ Top. What is the literal translation of the word brandy? Burnt wine. Where is information said to come from when it comes from a reliable source? The horse's mouth. Which country uses the yen as its official currency? Japan. Which city is the capital of the Tuscany region in Italy? Florence. In legal terms, what is a crime more serious than a misdemeanor called? Felony. What substance, also a major component of hair and nails, makes up a rhinoceros horn? Keratin. In Turkey, what traditional form of corporal punishment involves beating the soles of the feet? Ants falaka, also called bastinado. Which Spanish explorer first visited Jamaica during his second voyage in 1494? Christopher Columbus. Which U.S. president signed the 1965 law requiring cigarette packages to carry health warnings? Lyndon B. Johnson. Which French fashion house did Alexander McQueen serve as head designer for from 1996 to 2001? Givenchy. Which Tennessee Williams play centers on the story of a Sicilian-American woman? The Rose Tattoo. Who is eligible to receive the Golden Boot Award? Answer. Individuals who made significant contributions to the Western genre. Actors, directors, stunt performers, and other film and television professionals involved in Westerns. What are the 4 official languages of Switzerland? German, French, Italian, Romansh. Which author created the detective Sherlock Holmes? Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. What was Muhammad Ali's birth name? Cassius Marcellus Clay, Jr. Which tennis player reached the U.S. Open singles final 8 consecutive times in the 1980s? Ivan Lendl. Which country was formerly known as Siam? Thailand. Which muscle used for breathing separates the chest cavity from the abdominal cavity? Diaphragm. Before Buckingham Palace, what was the primary royal residence in London? Answer. St. James's Palace. In the card game Blackjack, what's the highest hand value a player can have without busting? 21. Who served as King Arthur's court wizard? Merlin. Which Roman emperor ordered the persecution of Christians, during which the apostles Peter and Paul were martyred? Nero. What city served as Tanzania's capital before Dodoma? Dar es Salaam. Which given name appears most often in traditional nursery rhymes? Jack. What was the debut single by the 1990s German group Snap? The Power. Which city is home to the 52 churches Sir Christopher Wren designed, including the famous St. Paul's Cathedral? London. To whom did U2 dedicate the song Pride in the Name of Love? Martin Luther King, Jr. In the language of flowers, which flower symbolizes pure and ardent love? Pink dianthus, especially the double red variety. In the opera La Traviata, what does the title La Traviata mean in English? The Fallen Woman. What city is the capital of Wisconsin, the Midwestern state famous for its cheese production? Madison. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.